EarthBound, the war against Giygas. What is up, guys, and welcome to Let's Play EarthBound, or Let's Play Mother 2, as the Japanese version is called. This is the sequel to Mother, or EarthBound 0, depending on who you are. It gets kind of confusing when you talk about the whole series, when each game goes by two names, but as I said, this is the sequel to Mother, which I did a while back. You can check my channel, and it'll be there. Many people assume that this game and that game are the same, and that this one's just a remake, or it's a better version of that one, but while the plot and characters are very similar, the game is completely different. It's a whole new story. And it's easily one of my favorite games of all time. It's my second favorite of the series, wink wink, and I've played it a ton of times. I know way too much about this game. I know so much about this game that I know the differences between the Japanese versions and the English versions, but I won't be going too in-depth about the differences between Japanese and English, because there are quite a bunch of them. I'll go over some of the ones that I find entertaining or worth mentioning, but without giving too much away, I'm gonna go ahead and jump right on into this this wonderful RPG with great story, great graphics, music, and humor. So here we go. Let's go ahead and start this up. Alright, so first off, we're going to start a new game. We'll pick the text speed fast and stereo sound, of course. And what style of windows do you prefer? All this does is change the color of the windows, and I find that the plain flavor is the best one. Alright, so starting off, like I said, people assume that it's the same game mainly because of Ness, but in the first game it's Nintendo, and in this game it's Ness. And you can name them whatever you want, but if you go down here and you click don't care, you can cycle through some of the default names, but of course the first default will always be the canon name, which is Ness. Not Nintendo, it is Ness. Though they look similar, they're completely different. And here we go, we have Paula, not Anna, but Paula. And you'd think, Lloyd? Nope, Jeff. And we have one last character to name here, which is Pooh. And you can also name your pet. Doesn't really play that big of a part in the game, really. So you can name it whatever. I'm just gonna go with the canon name. And what's your favorite homemade food? Ninten's favorite was prime ribs. Ness's isn't too far off from that. It's actually just steak, so not as specific as to what kind of steak. And what's your favorite thing? If you cycle through these, you can say rockin', hammer, love, gifts, slime. I usually go with gaming, but since I'm sticking to canon, I'm gonna go with rockin'. And it'll give you an overview of what's going on. Make sure you've got everything the way you want it, and that looks good to me, so let's go ahead and start off this adventure. The year is 1990X. So they've got a pretty cool looking town down there. Onett, a small town in Eagle Land. That must be Onett. That's a pretty neat looking house. Oh, it's our house. Ness's house, I mean. Look at that. The supposed hero of the game is just sleeping away. The hell is that noise? Holy crap. Is that an earthquake? What's going on? Alright, so we now have control of the character. Differences between this and the other game is that this is on the Super Nintendo, so it's 16-bit versus 8-bit, and also There's 8 directions you can go in. You can go in a complete circle pretty much. I'll go ahead and say that's what the D-pad does. It'll move you in the directions. I'm going to go over controls kind of fast here. Select will bring up your status screen, which includes your HP, PP, and money. Start doesn't do anything. B will do the same thing as select. A will bring up your full menu along with your statuses, or along with your status, and you can check some things here. Talk to, if you're standing next to someone, you can click talk to and talk to them. You can go into your goods. We have an ATM card. You can go to your equips and equip things that you are able to equip, but we don't have anything besides that ATM card. Check will just check an item that you're in front of, and status will give you all your stats for the character that you choose. Also, L is a very important one. L will override opening this up and using talk to and check, and it will just do the default to whatever it's with. So if you're next to an item, it'll check the item. If you're next to a person, it'll talk to the person. Very handy, especially in speed runs, so you don't have to keep opening this and talking. Alright, so we're walking around the house. Let's go over here. Here we have our sister Tracy. I'm not sure if they ever mentioned her name, but her name is Tracy. Let's talk to her. Hey, bro. Did the sound wake you up? Were you freaked out? A little bit, yeah. Well, what do we got over here? We got a present, and we have a cracked bat inside. That's our first equipable item, so let's go ahead and equip it. And it raises our offense from 2 to 6. So there's that. I'm going to be kind of going quickly into this. I'm not going to be explaining too much about some of the more in-depth mechanics because I'm trying to fit in a whole bunch of stuff in one episode. Alright, here's our mom, supposedly. What was that noise? Ness, you don't seem scared. Are you nuts? Question mark? I didn't feel like I asked that as a question, so I had to throw that question mark in there. And now you want to go check it out? Oh, okay. You'll sneak out of your room anyway, even if I asked you not to. At least change out of your jammies before you go. Alright, she's very right. I would totally sneak out the window just to see what's going on. I mean, because there's a big old earthquake going on. Want to see what's actually going on. Alright, you can talk to her and whatever, and also you can talk to your dog. Much like the first game, since you're psychic, you can actually speak to certain animals. Besides humans, dogs also sleep at night. Why aren't you asleep? Like I said, this game has a lot of comedic value to it, especially in the NPCs that you can talk to. And like I said, the graphics are fantastic. Alright, the road seems to be blocked off here. Onett police are infamous for closing roads if something is going on. We are going for the world record. Don't panic, it's just a what? Meteorite that who? Fell? I just wanna what? Go home. Alright, so let's talk to this guy. He doesn't seem to be a police officer. I want to return home, but the road is closed. People are taking this meteorite situation too seriously. Alright, so apparently a meteorite has fallen. Alright, there must be our neighbors over there. Are you our neighbor? Did you hear a big bang? I think a meteorite landed nearby. I want to be the first to see it, okay? I'm going to try to be the first to go there. Alright, but if the police are already here and shutting roads off, I doubt you're the first person. Don't you know what time it is? Get your butt home pronto. And he's got me stopped there. Alright, what do you got to say? A meteorite landed and the sharks are running wild in town. You kids are wandering around and I'm hungry. I hate my job. Like I said, I'm probably not going to be talking to all the NPCs. It's dangerous to go to the hilltop. Even if I advise you not to go, it won't stop you, will it? No, it won't. I probably won't be talking to all the NPCs throughout the game, but I will talk to some of the first ones here. I mean, if you're playing this game, trust me, you want to talk to pretty much all the NPCs because they are hilarious. Hey you, don't you know what time it is? Alright, he's not that funny, but yeah. Alright, over here I saw a present, so let's go and see what's in this present. A bread roll. We can use that to heal up our HP a little bit. What do you got to say, guy? Hey Ness, hiya buddy. A meteorite fell down and went boom. It was a real mess for a while. I was fine because I always eat garlic and work out to help make my body stronger. However, the weaker citizens probably fainted. I also want to tell you, whoops, I almost told you about my, by the way, Ness, did you check out my billboard? I wrote the message myself. That's my real job, you know. I'm a billboard guy. Why don't you check out my work? Alright. Treasure Hunter. This is Liar Exaggerates House. Alright, so that must be Liar. Seems to be an interesting guy. That meteorite looks different than usual. It's strange and marvelous as well as mysterious. Ooh. Alright, so it seems there's a cop up there and some other guy. And some annoying fat kid walking around. Nice timing, Ness. Will you do something about Pokey? He's driving me nuts. Are you two friends? No. You're not friends, but aren't you neighbors? Come on, help me out here. Alright, so apparently this is our neighbor, Pokey. Hey, Ness. Don't be rubbernecking. You're getting in the cops' officer's way. You can go home now. Tomorrow, I, Pokey, will tell you more about the strange meteorite. I'm fine here, but you're bugging the officers. Alright, they said the opposite. Shh, shh. And what do you got to say? Clear out, get out of my way. Clear out, get out of my way. Clear out, get out of my way. Clear out, get out of my... Oh, clear out of way out, get my... Whoops, my mistake. Get out of my way. Alright, well, that's pretty much all we can do, so let's just head home. What you got to say? Still the same thing? Sigh, I wonder when the cops will leave. Alright, so yeah, let's just head home. And like I said, I'm going to be trying to not really speed through this, but I'm not going to be explaining too much about the in-depth mechanics coming up here in just a sec, but hopefully I can fit it all in. I'm trying to make it less than 30-minute long episode because there is a lot of ground to cover before I feel like the first episode will be truly settled. Mom's out waiting for us. What she got to say? Welcome home, Ness. It's not necessary to talk about it tonight. It's late. Scoot off to bed now. Sure. We'll scoot off to bed. Later that night. What the hell is that? Sounds like someone's knocking very annoyingly. That is a very annoying knock. It even woke our sister up. Someone's knocking at the door. What an annoying knock. I agree. Who the hell is coming to our house at this late at night? My land, who could be knocking at the door at this time of night? Would you answer it? Sure. What do you think I should do, King? I've got fleas sucking me dry, so I'm just gonna lie still for a while. Oh, poor King. Oh, crap, it's Pokey. What do you want, Pokey? Ominous. Ominous.
Hey, listen to what I've got to say. When I took Picky to the place where the meteorite landed... Oh, good evening, ma'am. You're looking lovely as usual. Anyway, as I was saying, the police that were guarding the meteorite landing left suddenly to deal with the sharks. You know, the sharks. They're the local ruffians. And they were really going wild. Suddenly, I noticed that Picky was gone. I blame the cops. It certainly wasn't my fault at all. When my dad gets back, I know I'm gonna get it. You're my bestest friend. Won't you help me find Picky?
Might as well. We're nice guys.
Okay, good buddy. Let's blow this popsicle stand. Before we go, why don't you say goodbye to your mom? Don't you agree, ma'am?
I know that dog is unreliable. You should take King along. The crack Pat and Tracy's room, which we already have, could help out at a time like this. No matter what anyone says, you are a courageous, strong boy. You're my very own natural-born fighter. You'll go far. Remember to go for it. But I think you should change out of your jammies before you leave. Darn, wanted to leave in my jammies. Alright, so let's head back down. That is the unfortunate thing, is that we have to keep heading back from our room. And let's pick up King with us. What do you got to say, Tracy? I'll do everything I can to help you. Good luck on your venture. You might get hungry along the way, so here's a cookie. Oh, thanks, sis. You can also leave anything you don't need with me. Do you want me to hang on to something? No. She will become very helpful as you acquire more items in this game. Yeah, sure. You're cool. Whatever. Mom, I don't think she wants us to go. Alright, King. Yes, we want you to go with us. Guess I have no choice. Let's go. He's so pessimistic. What a pessimistic dog. Alright, come on, Pokey. In the Japanese version, his name is Porky.
Alright, you go in front. I'll follow at a safe distance. Let's get going.
Alright, so let's head on out. See what's going on. Huh, phone seems to be ringing. Guess I'll answer that. Hello, it's your dad. Work to exhaustion when you're young. Have you ever heard of a weird saying like this? Just remember, I'm always behind you 100%. Don't be afraid. I know that you're brave. You can do it. Don't forget to call me periodically during your adventure. I can make a record of your progress when you call me. Oh yeah, I deposited $30 into your bank account. Do you have an ATM card? Withdraw your money from any cash machine and buy whatever you need. Good luck, my boy. I feel like such a hero. What? Well, the father of a hero, at least. Wahaha. Slam beep. I'm not good at doing those sound effects, sorry. So once again in this game, the father figure is the phone, pretty much. But yeah, let's head on out, and I will show off some of the differences in gameplay than Mother 1. First off, is there are no more invisible random encounters. You can actually see the sprites of the enemies coming to you. And we're going to start off here with a runaway dog. Runaway dog's not too bad. None of the enemies right here are all too that bad. And I'm just going to go ahead and attack it. There are a few different things you can do. You can bash it. You can go to your goods. You can do auto fight, which is exactly what it says. It auto fights. It does all the work for you. You can open up your PSI attacks if you have any, but we don't have any right now. You can defend, which halves the attack and has another helpful thing, but I'll explain that later on. And you can run away from the battle, but it's kind of a random thing running away from a battle. So let's just keep bashing because that's pretty much all we can do. The runaway dogs are actually fairly strong compared to the rest of the enemies around here, but they're not too bad. And we grew a level. Offense went up by 2, maximum HP went up by 1, maximum PP went up by 1, and we realized the power of Life Up A. So we have our first PSI move, which is a healing move. And I'll go over what all these stats are in the next episode, probably. And I'm probably going to be cutting some of these things out after I say one thing. The encounters for this game are, you can encounter 3 different ways. One is, if there's a circle of blue around you, it means that both of you are facing the right way. If you sneak up on an enemy and it turns green, that means that you have the upper hand and you can attack before they can, regardless of speed. However, if they come up behind you and you get a red one, they get the first attack regardless of speed, which is very unfortunate, but very helpful. So later on, you definitely want to get the drop on these guys by sneaking up behind them and getting the green one. But I think that's all the runaway dogs I'm going to show. I'll probably cut all the rest of the runaway dogs out. There's 2 more enemies that you can run into, and here's the first one. Here we have a spiteful crow, as you can see by the little thing that I've put up there. Spiteful crows are very helpful early on because they will always... It took my cookie. What a jerk. It can steal some of your items too, which is unfortunate. But it will always drop a cookie 100% of the time. And I'm feeling a little weak, so let's use a PSI move. Now that we have a PSI that we can use outside of battle, that comes up on our menu. So let's go ahead and use Life Up. It uses some PP, but it'll max out our health, especially early on. But when our health gets higher, it's not going to be able to heal us all the way. There's one more enemy that I haven't seen show up yet, and I'm kind of upset about that. But I believe it will show up later on. Alright, I didn't talk through that, so I might edit in some talking through that because I got a smash attack, so hopefully I've edited that in.
Hey, Ness. I was too busy to investigate, but I heard a child's voice on the hilltop. I'm a busy man, but when I do a job, I do it well. I'm a man's man.
Alright, weirdo. Alright, so yeah, if I don't put in the talking about smash attacks, I'll put that in the next episode. And also, the stats as well. Oh, woof! If I knew it was gonna be such a scary place, I wouldn't have come along. I'm out of here. Alright, so King's left us, unfortunately. Alright, so Picky's hiding behind this tree. Let's talk to Picky.
What? Oh, you woke me up, Pokey. I've been looking all over for you. You see, Pokey got scared and ran away. Well, I'm glad that you're okay at least. Let's go home now. I bet Mom and Dad are worried sick about us. Geez, sometimes I wonder which one of us is the real big brother.
Alright, so we see where the power lies in that family. And Picky joins our team. Look, we already have a team of 3. That didn't happen until, like, way far through the first game.
Ness, do you hear a buzzing that sounds like a bee flying around?
No.
Oh, come on. You must hear it.
Oh, now I do kind of hear it. What the hell is going on? Why is the meteorite glowing? And why was there a bee living inside of it? A bee I am not. I'm from 10 years in the future. And in the future, all is devastation. Giygas, which by the way, I pronounce it Giygas. Some people pronounce it Giygas because the first one was Gigu, but I'm going to be calling it Giygas. They're pretty much the same being anyway. But more about that later. Giygas, the universal cosmic destroyer, sent all to the horror of eternal darkness. However, you must listen. Where I am from, there is a well-known legend that has been handed down from ancient times. It says, when the chosen boy reaches the point, he will find the light. The passing of time will shatter the nightmare rock and will reveal the path of light. You see, it is my opinion that you are that boy, Ness. This I believe. Giygas' monstrous plan must have been set in motion somewhere on Earth. If you start to confront the enemy immediately, you may have time to counter the evil intentions of Giygas. 3 things are of the utmost importance: wisdom, courage, and friendship. The legends from the ancient times tell of 3 boys and a girl. We have 3 boys here, so that's weird. Who defeat... Oh, oh, I paused there, sorry. Who defeat Giygas. I will tell you more later. Go, now, and do not be anxious about the future. You have much work to do, Ness. Did you listen to what I have told you? Yes. Thank you for listening to my long story. You are as exceptional as I expected you to be. And we're joined by Buzz, which unfortunately gives us a buzzing noise. But that's cool. And also, all the enemies disappear.
Ness, it looks like you're in a really lot of trouble this time. 3 boys, he said? I'm not one of those 3, am I? 'Cause I'm not into this kind of thing at all. Jeez, my heart is almost pounding right out of my chest.
Shut up, Pokey. Alright, but like I said, all the enemies are gone for the time being. So that means the 3rd enemy that you can get early on in the game I'll have to showcase in the next episode. Let's talk to Liar real quick.
Ness, buddy, I have something to tell you, and only you. Can you come visit me later, alone?
That was kind of ominous, but I guess we'll drop by and visit Liar in the next episode. The music hasn't gotten good yet, but wait until the music kicks in, because the music in this game is phenomenal, and I love the artwork. The sprites look fantastic. Like I said, I can speak nothing but good of this game. Alright, so I guess we'll take Picky and Pokey home. What? More light. Holy crap, it's a Starman.
It's been a long time, Buzz. You've been successful at foiling Master Giygas' plans, but, Buzz, you must now surrender. You're no longer a hero, but just a useless insect. I'll stomp you hard.
So Starmen have returned from the first game, it looks like. The Starman Jr. blocked our way. We have our first boss character. This is a completely scripted fight. All you have to do is hit bash, because Buzz will throw up a PSI shield Sigma, and it won't do... The enemy won't be able to do anything to us. Interesting note, if you brought King along with you, he would have done damage to some of the enemies. Whereas Pokey has some humorous lines, like he's chanting a magic spell, or he apologized profusely. Picky kind of has the same thing, but occasionally Picky will attack, whereas Pokey will never attack. And this Starman has tons of PP, but like I said, it's totally scripted. You cannot lose this battle. But yeah, seeing some of the Pokey acted innocent. Some of the things he does are pretty funny, and I would showcase them a little bit more, but I'm trying to get through this as quickly as possible with giving as good information as I can. And yeah, Buzz will do most of the damage there, as well as protect you. So yeah, we'll get 16 experience, but we've already grown to level 2, so apparently that wasn't enough to get us to level 3.
Phew, I was taking a big chance there. He came from 10 years in the future to kill me. So we can't relax yet. From now on, you'll be fighting enemies sent by Giygas, as well as humans who have evil thoughts. They'll definitely make trouble during your adventure. Animals are also becoming violent due to Giygas' influence over the evil in their minds. It is the truth, so listen. Alright, so let's take these 2 boys home real quick. Seems to be a bigger house than ours. Also, a much nicer house. Good God, look at this place. What is that thing? Where in Sam Hill have you boys been? I have to think of a suitable punishment.
I guess that's Pokey and Picky's mom. Let's talk to their dad. I'm really sorry that my kids troubled you so much. Both of you are really going to get it now. Sorry, I changed his voice halfway through. Alright, so pay attention right here. There's one weird sound effect there. In the Japanese version, it sounds more like a drum beat because it portrays them getting beaten by their father, but they had to tone that down in this version. That's one of the Japanese and English differences that I'll point out. By the way, I would be so happy if you left sometime soon. I'm tired of your family living next door. We've loaned your father a lot of money. It may have been $100,000 or more. Well, I guess it really could have been less. But because of the loan, my family and I now live in poverty. This is poverty? This is a nice place.
My husband is much too lenient with the children. Oh well, nice guys finish last. That's the story of our life. I think it's a dung beetle. I'll smash your guts out.
Ah! She just hit Buzz. What the hell, lady? Buzz, are you okay? I was much weaker than I thought. So you must begin your adventure. See, you... Oh, I just remembered. Listen to my final words. To defeat Giygas, your own power must unite with the Earth's. The Earth will then channel your power and multiply it. There are 8 points that you must visit. Make these places your own. Each of these locations is your sanctuary. One of them is near Onett. It is called Giant Step. Go there first. Do you understand? Yes. All right. You are a very intelligent young man, and... Oh, the pain. Everything is getting dark. Before I pass on, I want to give you something. It is the Sound Stone. You can record the melodies from the 8 Your Sanctuary locations into the stone. It is an awesome item. By the way, I am almost gone, but did you want to hear the story one more time? No, you can choose yes as many times as you want, but let's just go ahead and get this on the road. Good. It is already dawn outside, but it doesn't matter to me. I'm fading fast. Arg. And I like how they do that fanfare. As he dies on the floor, he was able to take down a Starman, but he was smacked by some ugly woman and died. The dialogue in the Japanese version changed too. In the English, he says, "My dad really got after me. He said I get no dessert for the rest of the decade," whereas he says that he won't be able to sit for the rest of the decade instead because he got beat. I don't want to look at the meteorite anymore. All right, so we have to collect 8 melodies, which is very similar to the first game where we had to collect 8 pieces of a melody. But yeah, we have a sound stone that we need to record, and we need to head to Onett to a Your Sanctuary called Giant Step. All right, but let's head on out here. And he was right, the sun is coming up, and we have an awesome song. We're coming up close to 30 minutes though, so I'm gonna go ahead and take off. Oh, I love this song. More of it in the next episode though. One last thing before we go is another element of the game. This guy will show up occasionally in various locations. We have the photographer. Pictures taken instantaneously. I'm a photographic genius if I do say so myself. Okay, get ready for an instant memory. Look at the camera. Ready? Say, Fuzzy Pickles. Fuzzy Pickles. And he takes our picture. Wow, what a great photograph. It will always bring back the fondest of memories, and he'll take off as mysteriously as he appeared. Alright, so let's go in and talk to our parents and sister one more time before we head on to our adventure. You're back. Don't bother yourself with talking right now. You look too tired. Mothers understand these things. Eat some steak and scoot up to bed. What an awesome phrase that is. And if we head down, we'll head on out into our adventure. In the next episode, we'll head to Onett, but let's go ahead and talk to King real quick. I don't want to go out anymore. I don't care if everyone thinks I'm a stubborn mutt. Alright, so I guess he's never going out again. Good morning, Sleepy Bones. Are you ready to start your adventure? I'm so proud of you. My little man is growing up too fast. And our sister's back in her room, but we pretty much said our goodbyes to her. She will hold on to some of our items, which becomes really helpful in the next episode, or in the further portion of the game. However, I should show off saving right before we go, since I am going to save here. You call your dad? Ness, it's your dad. I've deposited $40 into your bank account. Taking away what you've spent, you should now have $70 in the bank. Well, experience to get to the next level. Ness, 5. Anyway, do you need something from me? Record. All done. Your dear old dad was also thinking about hitting the hay for the night. I have created a record of your adventure to this point. Good night. Sleep tight. If you click end, it will go to a dialogue to where you have to cut off the game instead of continuing, so let's go ahead and do that. We're a great team, aren't we? Well, you should turn off the power. You should turn the power off instead of just pressing reset, okay? And now it requires you to turn the power off. And in the next episode, I'll go over a few things that I know that I couldn't fit into this episode. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoy the series, and I will see you next time.